Hello all, welcome to FED Learning. With this video, I am excited to launch our new HTML series, and in this series, I will take you on a journey from HTML basics to expert level knowledge, guiding you how to build responsive websites, optimize your code, and much more. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you will never miss an update from FED Learning. So let's begin by discussing the concept of web development. If you want to become a web developer, you must understand this concept. Web development relies on three key languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Especially HTML provides the structure, CSS styles the layout and appearance, and JavaScript adds interactivity and dynamic functionality. So let's understand this concept using the human body as an analogy. So for HTML, consider this image which represents the structure or skeleton of the human body. It's similar to HTML's role in providing a structural framework. Next, for CSS, this blue color image represents the body's visual styling, much like CSS role in designing layout and appearance. And finally, for JavaScript, this yellow colored image represents the human body with a brain controlling its functionality. So, in technical terms, HTML enables us to build the structure of any web application. CSS allows us to beautify the web application, while JavaScript adds interactivity and dynamic functionality to it. But this series will cover everything you need to know about HTML language, and it is suitable for anyone interested in creating web applications, regardless of their background. Whether you are a student, fresher, or experienced developers, no prior knowledge is required. Next, let's discuss what are the career opportunities available in HTML. As I mentioned earlier, HTML is a fundamental language for web development, and a good knowledge of HTML helps you to build a successful career in mobile application development, web development and design, front end development, full stack development, etc. Now, let's talk on HTML history and evolution. Explore the transformative journey of HTML over the past 2 decades. A significant milestone was achieved with the release of HTML5 in 2014. So, the HTML1 invented by Tim Berners-Lee and released in 1993. This was the first version of HTML. However, the language was very limiting at the time. Next version of HTML is HTML2, published in 1995, and this version included all the features of HTML1 plus new ones like forms, images, and basic tables. It was the standard for website design until 1997. Next, HTML3, introduced by World Wide Web Consortium in 1997, added supports for styles, scripts, tables, text flow around images, and more. Next, HTML4, released in 1999, included features such as style sheets, object support, and improved accessibility. And last, HTML5, released in 2014, it was a highly successful version that included many new features such as multimedia support, including video and audio, canvas and SVG for graphics, geolocation, mobile supports, etc. So this is the history of HTML. Now let's understand about HTML code editors. HTML editors are tools or software to create, edit, manage, and run HTML documents. And there are several HTML editors available for users. You can choose any editor to write and manage your HTML code based on your preference. So you can choose Notepad, Notepad++, Sublime, Atom, or Visual Studio Code. But I highly recommend using Visual Studio Code editor due to its amazing features like debugging support, syntax highlighting, code refactoring, extensions, etc. And Visual Studio Code is not a pre-installed software, but it is completely free and open source software. To download Visual Studio Code, type VS Code download in your browser and click the first link which redirect you to code.visualstudio.com, and then select the version compatible with your system specification. And you need to follow the installation prompts. by clicking next until completion. So in my system, I have already installed Visual Studio Code Editor, and now I would like to install the Live Server extension. So what is the use of Live Server extension? Live Server is a Visual Studio Code extension that allows you to preview your HTML, CSS and JavaScript files in real time directly in your default web browser. So the Live Server automatically updates the browser with changes to your HTML code. So manually refreshes are no longer needed. And to install Live Server extension from Visual Studio Code Marketplace, we should follow 3 steps. First step is click the extensions button in the activity bar, and the second step is search for Live Server extension. And then click the install button next to the Live Server extension. So once you completed the Live Server installation, open your project folder in Visual Studio Code. So first, I'll create a folder with name complete HTML. Then I'll open the same folder inside Visual Studio Code. File, open folder, and here I'll paste the complete HTML folder path and then click on select folder. And now you can see the go live button in the status bar. So for testing purpose, I'll create a HTML file with name demo.html. So here, to see your HTML content in the browser, save your file with a .html extension or .htm extension. Okay, I'll go with .html, press enter, and here inside demo.html, I'll add one heading with text HTML course. Now save the changes and click on the go live button, and your default browser will open displaying the content of the selected file. So now make changes to your code and see the updates in real time. We will do this later and explore different methods to run HTML file. Okay, so this is how we have set up our environment to learn HTML. Now I'll walk you through the agenda. And here is the agenda of our HTML tutorial. So first we will see HTML basics. Under this, we will cover the introduction to HTML, including the basic structure of an HTML file, HTML tags, elements, and attributes. Then we will move to next topic, HTML links, HTML list, tables, forms, media, layouts, graphics, and then HTML API. And once we complete these topics, I'll share the next agenda for HTML5. So now let's start by understanding the definition of HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a combination of both concepts, hypertext and markup. Hypertext defines links between web pages, enabling navigation and connectivity, whereas markup uses tags to structure and format text documents, creating the foundation of web pages. And this powerful combination enables the creation of dynamic interactive web pages. What is the importance of HTML? HTML is the fundamental building blocks of the World Wide Web, and any page that you visit on the web contains HTML tags. HTML is important for various reasons, like HTML defines web page structure and helps to define websites. With the help of CSS and JavaScript, HTML helps to create beautiful and interactive websites. HTML helps in search engine optimization by optimizing the tags based on the targeted keywords. It helps to navigate different pages and websites from anywhere in the internet. And HTML supports user input and forms. You can easily get information from anywhere in the world. However, storing and managing this data typically requires background database support. Also, HTML follows an open standard set by the World Wide Web Consortium, making it compatible with all browsers and devices. So you don't need to modify the HTML code for different browsers or devices. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will explore HTML tags, elements, and attributes in depth. Thank you. Bye bye.